Hey everybody, Rick Peterson here, Goes to 11 Media. Today I am out in Langley, British Columbia at C R Apiary, and I'm joined today by Susan and Bryant. How are you guys doing?
Doing fine.
Excellent. It's nice and toasty out.
It is. So guys, we came out here today. We're going to do some honey extraction. Now, usually, you've seen in our videos, we usually give the backstory first and then we'll get to the action. Just due to time schedules with the way they're going to be harvesting, you know, nature determines the time schedule, not us. So we're going to do it in a little bit reverse order, and we'll end up coming back to cover that off for you guys since you have a little bit more ideas about beekeeping and apiaries and how they all work. So give us a little bit of a rundown. What can we expect to happen over at the hives here today?
Well, behind us we have a bunch of our beehives. You can see hive 2 we're going to be going into right away. The basic structure of a beehive is the bottom box is where the queen bee lives with all of her baby bees. All the boxes on top of them are what are called honey supers. That's where the bees store the honey. We're going to be going through all of the honey supers on hive 2 today, first of all, and sorting out all the frames that are ready to be extracted. These are sort of sheets of honey that are ready to be extracted, deciding which ones we're going to extract, which one we're going to put back in the hive for the bees to finish. And then we're going to lock down the hive and go off into the extraction room and walk you through the extraction process.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Now,
the funny thing, guys, is that, you know, we could play that clip from Sesame Street. One of these things does not look like the other. You can see they're wearing white. They're smart. I'm wearing the dark color, so I'm going to have to stay back a little bit because apparently they'll think that I'm a bear. And that's not going to be
the bees will. We won't.
Yeah, no, the bee, yeah, not them. They won't. But so yeah, basically, I'll be needing to do some telephoto lens work here and try and get in as tight as I can, but not get tagged, because I guess they're going to get a little cranky, will they?
They'll get a little cranky when we're shaking them off. When we're actually taking the frames out of the hives, not so much. Yep. They'll be pretty calm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, guys. On that note, let's get some action going here, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, as you can see, it looks like there's stuff that's wet in there. That's uncapped honey. It's not ripe yet. That just means it's got too much moisture in it. When it becomes ripe, they put a wax cap on top of it.
Okay.
When they know that it's dry enough.
Wow.
As you can see, you know, bees are pretty dangerous. You got...
They're not cranky there at all right now, are they?
Not at all.
Alrighty. So here we have a frame of mostly capped honey. Now honey, when the bees bring in nectar, they spit it into these honeycomb cells. When the cells are full, they dry out the honey. They evaporate it so that the moisture content drops down. So it becomes thicker and thicker and thicker, almost like a thin molasses. So it's below 18% moisture. If it's more than 18% moisture, it's just going to rot. So they wait until it's below 18% moisture, and then they put a little wax cap over top of it. Sort of like putting the lid on a jar. And then what we do when we pull out our frames for extracting, we pull the ones that are mostly capped or completely capped, as long as it's at least 75% capped. And we remove all the cap lids. This is called decapping. What I have here is a very old, as old as I am actually, capping plane, or uncapping plane, as I suppose we should call it. It's been heated up. That's very hot. And uncapping tray. We're going to use this to basically razor off the cappings through scraping and heat.
And what do you do with the wax afterwards? Do you keep that?
Yes, I do. I put it in just big bins with holes in the bottom, which is actually what it's falling into right now. And there'll be some more honey that drains off of it. When all the honey is drained off of it, I take this wax and I melt it down, filter it 2 or 3 times, and I sell it as beeswax.
Very cool.
Which people use for making candles and all sorts of
Cosmetics.
Yeah, cosmetic products, hand creams,
Cosmetics?
lotions. Oh yeah.
Really?
It's just handy stuff to have around the house. A little chunk of beeswax is good if you've ever got a wooden drawer in your dresser that squeaks and sticks. Just pull that out and rub a little beeswax on the bottom of it, and it acts as a sort of a lubricant. Now it's too bad that you don't have smell-o-vision camera, because this smells fabulous. It is melted wax.
It does, guys. It smells really good.
And fresh honey, and it's warm, and it smells like home, and good, and food. Now this is frame 1. We're going to uncap 4 frames and then stick them all in the extractor.
Which is just a giant centrifuge, essentially, right?
Essentially, yeah. Put that in your mouth, chew it up. Spit the wax out.
A little chunk of beeswax with honey straight out of the hive. Probably still warm from the hive.
Oh, wow.
If you don't want the wax, you can either swallow it, it's natural, or you can just spit it outside in the yard.
You know what? It's almost like gum.
It is. It's the original gum is tree gum and beeswax.
Really? All right, Brian. So now what are we going to do?
So this is a frame of honey that Susan's uncapped. You've got, you know, honey that's starting to drip out of it. Now, the thing to understand is, to the top of the frame, to the top of the comb, the bees make the cells slightly angled downward so that honey doesn't run out. So this goes into the extractor in such a way that it spins away from the slant of the comb.
Oh, okay.
That's the flux capacitor winding.
The flux capacitor. It's a good thing we don't need roads where we're going.
A few moments later.
Wow.
Now I showed you that. I showed you it before how it was full of honey.
Yep.
So that's an empty side, and that's a full side.
Okay, now you flip it over.
That's right.
Okay.
On to the next hive. Well, first we'll put those frames back on the original hive, because even though we've extracted the honey, now it's just empty comb. The bees reuse that honeycomb over and over and over and over again. So we're going to put that back into the hive.
Because that's a lot of work for them to do, right?
Yeah, bees actually have to consume the equivalent of 9 pounds of honey to make 1 pound of wax.
Okay guys, so here we go. We've got the honey extracted. Now you did that 1 pail for us as a demonstration. There was probably, what, about 20 pounds in that pail?
20-25 pounds of honey out of that one hive, and that's a small haul. It's very early in the year. We'll be doing more extractions later on, within the next couple of weeks or months.
There's probably 40 or 50 pounds still in the hive that hasn't been capped.
Yeah, so you got a fair bit of work ahead of you.
Oh yeah, it's constant throughout all spring and summer.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for coming out.
We're going to be back here, guys, probably in about a week's time or 2 weeks' time. We're going to go and do some next processes where we're going to, is it going to be some filtering, is it, or what are we going to do?
It's more filtering on the honey to get all the smaller chunks out of it and put it into some jars. And maybe talk about the beehives more.
Perfect. Yeah. Sounds good. All right, guys. Well, listen, we'll catch you soon. Have a good one.